evening and welcome to this edition of Newsleader on 6. Today is Tuesday, September 2nd, 2014. I'm Jim Fuller.
And I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, Governor Bill Haslam says he may propose a Medicaid expansion plan to federal officials soon. Citizens in Tullahoma will have a chance to meet their city and county elected officials this Thursday. A Coffee County Library employee is retiring after 32 years, and we'll speak with retiring Coffee County Mayor David Pennington, who completed the last day of his term last Friday. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's News Leader on 6.
Grill 'em at Gillum's, Tullahoma.
Did you know that Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac has the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles in southern Middle Tennessee? We have wholesale pricing and clearance specials on select pre-owned vehicles. Our selection includes pre-owned Chevys, Hondas, Toyotas, Kias, Fords, Jeeps, almost every other make and model there is. You can check out over 200 pre-owned vehicles that have been thoroughly inspected and serviced by our factory certified technicians at stanmcnabb.com. With over 20 lenders, we can help you get the financing you need. So for the best pricing and selection, hurry in to Stan McNabb Chevy today.
Get fit for life, Tullahoma. Join the urgent team Get Fit Tullahoma Health Fair and Fitness Expo Saturday, September 13th at Northgate Mall from 9 until noon. Speak to health professionals, receive free health screenings, see different types of fitness demos, and more. And this year, we've introduced green vendors. Learn about sustainable energy and recycling. Don't miss this free and fun-filled morning for the whole family. Come out and see us Saturday, September 13th at Northgate Mall.
Welcome back. Governor Bill Haslam said last Thursday that he hopes to put a long-delayed Medicaid expansion proposal before federal officials soon that would extend subsidized health insurance to an estimated 180,000 low-income Tennessee adults. It's the first significant development in months in Tennessee's ongoing struggle to expand Medicaid under President Obama's 2010 health care law. Like many Republican governors, Haslam so far has declined to accept hundreds of millions of dollars of federal funds that became available on January 1st, 2014, absent a special waiver of federal rules that he says will save money and result in better health outcomes. 18 months ago, he outlined a, quote, Tennessee plan. It would allow the state to use the federal money to buy private insurance through the federal law's health coverage, but the governor has yet to submit a formal request. Instead, state officials and sometimes the governor himself quietly sounded out their federal counterparts on what might be acceptable. Haslam's statements on Thursday came in response to reporters' questions following a legislative plaza rally by the state NAACP and other advocates.
Brian Keith Tucker of Shelbyville was recently charged in Bedford County with 3 counts of doctor shopping. The Bedford County Sheriff's Office assisted in the arrest. Acting Inspector General Lawrence S. Saylors Jr. said, quote, "The fraudulent misuse of TennCare benefits is a serious issue, but Tennessee is out front in cracking down on these types of crimes. Healthcare providers and their employees have become very good at spotting these cases, and they're as committed as we are to winning the war against TennCare fraud," end quote. TennCare fraud is a Class E felony carrying a sentence of up to 2 years in prison per charge. District Attorney General Robert Carter will be prosecuting the Bedford County case. The OIG, which is separate from TennCare, began full operation in February of 2005 and has investigated cases leading to over $3.5 million paid in restitution and recoupment to TennCare, with a total estimated cost avoidance of over $173 million for TennCare, according to latest figures. To date, 2,171 people have been charged with TennCare fraud. Through the OIG Cash for Tips program established by the legislature, Tennesseans can get cash rewards for TennCare fraud tips that lead to convictions. Anyone can report suspected TennCare fraud by calling 1-800-433-3982 toll-free from anywhere in Tennessee, or log on to www.tn.gov/TOIG/ and follow the prompts that read Report TennCare Fraud.
In an effort to welcome newly elected city and county officials, Tullahoma Mayor Lane Curlee and the Tullahoma Board of Mayor and Aldermen are hosting a reception on Thursday, September the 4th, from 4 to 6 p.m. at South Jackson Civic Center. The public is invited and encouraged to attend. Mayor Curlee said, quote, "With so many new county officials and a couple of new city ones, I thought this would be a good opportunity for the people to stop by and meet them. We have invited all the newly elected officials that will be representing Tullahoma, both at the city and county level. Everybody is invited to stop by for this informal meet and greet," end quote. There will be a brief remarks at 5:30 and light refreshments will be served. The event is sponsored by Northgate Mall and Cherokee Square.
The latest Little Free Library has been placed in the lobby of the Tullahoma Police Department. The Tullahoma Sunrise Rotary Club has undertaken the Little Free Library project for Tullahoma and soon will expand to surrounding areas to promote reading and literacy. It also collaborates with the local Literacy Council, which the Sunrise Rotary also sponsors. The Literacy Council sponsors a used bookstore, and this will be the source of the books for the library. At this time, the Sunrise Rotary has 12 libraries planned and or in their building phase. The Little Free Library is a take-a-book, return-a-book gathering place where neighbors share their favorite literature and stories. In its most basic form, a Little Free Library is a box full of books where anyone can stop by and pick up a book or two and bring back another book to share. Some libraries even have a journal where readers can log information about the books they have read for others to see. In some locations, the Little Free Library is a place where children in crisis or in a traumatic situation have access to a book for them to take their mind off their situation at the moment, which is a comfort measure for children and adults. The addition of the Police Department Library will provide not only books, but applications for the Literacy Council free book program.
Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment with more Newsleader on 6.
Trucks.
The #1 selling truck for 35 years straight, the Ford F-Series, can be found at Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma and Winchester. We have a huge selection of over 100 trucks to choose from, with Ford manufactured rebates and incentives up to $10,000 or 0% financing available. Now is the time to buy. So come on down to Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma and Winchester, and remember,
Trucks.
and more trucks. Why buy anywhere else?
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Don't risk losing the Social Security disability benefits you have earned. I'm Russell Hedges with Moore & Hedges, Attorneys at Law. I bring over 25 years of experience and dedication to your case. My Social Security team will walk you through the process. We can increase your chances of winning and maximize the benefits due to you. If we do not win, you will not owe us a fee. Call me, Russell Hedges with Moore & Hedges, Attorneys at Law, for maximum returns and minimum concerns.
Welcome back. It was the last day at work last Friday for Linda Winters, who has spent 32 years in various positions with the Coffee County Library. Jim stopped by and spoke with Linda as she spent her final hours on the job attending a reception in her honor.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here today at Coffee County Library, and I'm speaking with Linda Winters. And today is kind of a special day for her. Linda, tell us what's happening today.
Okay, today is my last work day after 32 years. I am retiring.
Okay, and what exactly was your job here at the Coffee County Library? You probably held different jobs over the years.
Many, many jobs. My title is Assistant Director and Cataloger. I did the first 15 years or so working with all of the children's programs, besides shelving books and working the circulation desk and different things like that. And then computers came in, and I moved from children's programs into catalog. And when I started, we had, I don't know how many thousands of volumes in the library. that had to be put in the system. So before I knew how to catalog or what each field stood for, I was entering books.
So when you mentioned catalog, is that where you had to write everything down on a little card or something? Is that how you did that?
When I started, we had a typewriter. And we would type each card, and sometimes the nonfiction books would have several cards. It might be on sports or something, so you'd have your main information with the author, the title, the publisher, copyright date, but then each card might have sports, might have football, might have a player's name, and you'd have to go back in and add that. You'd type multiple cards the same, and then add the other information.
It sort of comes back to me now, because I remember when I was in high school, I worked in the library and I forgot that there's several different references to put all of them.
Right, and then we'd have to file the cards into the card catalog, the old multiple drawer. We'd pull it out and they'd be alphabetized and put in the drawer. And from there I went to a typewriter with a memory, so I could just type the main information and print all the cards out one after another, and go back and just hand type each individual subject. And now we went on to computers, and we have cataloging programs. So when we get in there, a lot of the books have already been cataloged by another library, and we can just pull that record and add our local information. And I've always loved the library from the time I was young, and my kids grew up in the libraries. So I thought, well, I'll take the less pay and take a job that I knew I would like.
Well, that has to be rewarding for you, that you've been doing this for 32 years, and it's something you like doing.
I have loved every minute of it. We have great staff. The women I work with, mostly women. There are some men, but they are fantastic. It's like a family. I've enjoyed it. I love the work I do. But it's time to move on.
So do you think you'll be stopping by occasionally, just sort of visit?
I will stop by often, yes. I have my Kindle, and I can do the e-books and the audiobooks. I love audiobooks, and I download from Reads, but I like that printed book better than anything.
Yeah, that's just not the same without
No, and that's going to be the hard part. When I leave here, when I was cataloging, every new book came through me before it went into the library. So I saw everything that was here. And sometimes an author that I wouldn't normally read would come through, and I'd read the blurb on the back and think, oh, that sounds good. Where now I'm going to have to find the books on my own.
How many books do you think you've read in your lifetime?
Oh, I can't guess. I can't guess. I'm addicted to the printed word.
Yeah.
I read continually. I usually have at least 2 books going at the same time. You know, when I finish one, I just try to keep them separate. If I'm reading historical, one book, then the other book has to be something totally different, or I get the stories confused.
What are your plans now? Do you have things you want to do now that you don't have to show up for work every night? Tell us.
Okay, I started a book maybe 5 years ago on my husband's family history. It's called The Winters Album. And I've researched and contacted many of the Winters families all over the country to get old pictures. And what started that is my brother-in-law's house burned down, and they lost everything. They lost all their old pictures, everything. And I thought, we need to preserve this and share it. So I went through and have scanned and labeled all of my husband's old family pictures. And then I've been contacting distant cousins of his and getting their pictures. So hopefully it'll be in a book. It'll be a genealogy record, but it'll be mostly photographs.
Sounds like that's going to be fun, and I see you smiling when you talk about doing that. So
that's where my passion is. I published the 2-volume set of the cemeteries of Coffee County. I've done that, and then my granddaughter and I have done a series of 4 travel books: New York, Washington, Nashville, and Chattanooga. And so now I want to finish this one, and then I've got other books that I'll move on to doing some kind of historical publishing. And the Historical Society has asked me several times to join them with the works that they're doing. So I'll have time now. I can do that.
Okay. Well, I'm excited for you, and thank you so much for your service to this county, to this library for the last 32 years. And
it's been a wonderful job. I've met hundreds of wonderful people. Many of the patrons I never would have met that have become good friends of mine.
More Newsleader on 6 is coming up after these messages.
When you're running late headed to that sporting event or horse show and hungry but need gas, you don't have to choose which to get. Just stop at any Quick Mart where gas prices are normal and the food is outstanding. Burgers, fries, salads, sub sandwiches, chicken strips, egg rolls, even pizza can be picked up while the gas is pumping. Stop by any Quick Mart today and not only save time, but enjoy some good cooking, southern hospitality, and prices you can live with.
Looking for a unique gift for someone special, or perhaps something just for yourself? Then you need to check out Grady Mac Denim Company, right here in the heart of Tullahoma. Grady Mac features the full line of men's and women's Lucky brand apparel. Stop in and check out our denim production line. Grady Mac offers a full line of outdoor sporting apparel and much more. And check out our custom fly fishing equipment, fine art, and signed sports memorabilia. There's something for everyone at Grady Mac Denim Company, the most unique store in Tullahoma.
Come to Jim Oliver's Smokehouse in beautiful Mont Eagle, Tennessee, your mountain getaway destination. Stay in one of our 21 log and timber frame cabins. Enjoy the romantic fireplace and jacuzzi tub. Get more information and book a reservation at thesmokehouse.com.
Welcome back. Retiring Coffee County Mayor David Pennington spent his last day on the job last Friday talking with friends and well-wishers who stopped by to see him. Jim also stopped by and spoke with David and his longtime administrative assistant, Roxanne Patton.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here today at the Coffee County Plaza in Manchester, where I guess it's a special day. I don't know. I'm getting ready to ask these two people here in the Coffee County Mayor's office, David Pennington and Roxanne Patton, who today is their last day. Guys, I know together, right. Guys, I know that looking at Facebook today, there's been a lot of people that have been by here to say goodbye to you folks. That's got to be pretty gratifying.
Well, it's
everybody. My phone went dead.
Yeah, well, it's goodbye to me and hello to Roxanne. Of course, you know she's staying.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, she's staying and I'm a going. So
yeah, okay.
So it's goodbye to me and hello, Roxanne.
It's bittersweet for me.
So I'm guessing, Roxanne, that that's probably going to be a good thing for a lot of people because they're used to seeing you in this office, and it'll be a continuation of the things that you've done.
I'll be here. Carry on.
And Roxanne, I believe that you actually worked in the county mayor's office prior to David.
I did. I was here with Ray Johnson. This will be my fourth mayor term. Going into my fourth mayor term. David's been here 2 terms, so.
Well, I think usually when you can make it this far, you're in for as long as you want to stay. Yeah. David, you are walking away from this, retiring from this job after 8 years. What are some of the highlights of your time here? Some of the things you're most proud of?
You know, there's several highlights, but the ones that really stand out is we got a $45 million school program done without raising property taxes, financed it with the sales tax. We have a $22 million jail that's done, and you know, in the process of doing the jail, we done a study for several months, you know, over a year really, and we come to the conclusion that we did need a jail, you know, because of the state and the conditions of this old jail. You know, and when I say old jail, it's only like 1982 or 3 when it was built, but believe it or not, those people are hard on the jail, the people that's in it.
Yes, strangely enough, that
but you know. And we told people when we was looking at this, if we don't do it, the state will do it for us. Well, look at the county above us, or no, below us, I guess, if you headed south. You know, the coast, state fire marshal come in and shut that jail down. Now they got 70 prisoners. They have to pay $35 to $85 a day to house and still build a jail.
You know, I've mentioned this before, David, when we were doing the election returns on television, but I was always impressed with the way you were able to maintain harmony with the county commissioners, because part of them are Democrats, part of them are Republicans, and it seemed like for the most part everybody worked together in a civil manner, and I know you had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, well, and you know, you can thank the commission for the school program and the jail program, and also I'm really proud of being able to put water out in the rural. Before I got here, they never really had a permanent funding for rural infrastructure, you know, as far as the water lines mainly.
David, I know that you've got some plans, and you told me a moment ago that you're not going to do anything for 3 months.
Oh, you believe it?
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Nobody
I don't believe that.
Well, should I say maybe for 3 days?
3 days.
I don't even believe
well,
that.
you know, me and you've talked about it, and I guess I'm going to be working with you maybe to shoot a pilot or something, but I want to do a show like the Pawn Stars and Pickers. But when you watch that show, it shows you how they make money. I want to...
Don't give us ideas away.
Yeah.
I want to do a show that educates the public on how they can make money. You know, going to flea markets and going to yard sales. How's that, Roxanne?
Too much information.
So I'm not okay, Roxanne.
The only thing about David though is that David has a lifetime of knowledge about that sort of thing. So if you told me that, it wouldn't do anything. So, anyway.
Well, anyway, Jim and I, we've had several discussions about it, and I think you kind of like my idea, right?
I do.
Like it well enough that you're willing to help me do a little pilot on it.
Sure.
Of course, we'll have to have a camera woman to help us too, right?
Well, if we find the right one.
I thought we got, as far as I know, we have the right one. I'm not going to go there.
All right. Well, David, again, thank you so much for your service to Coffee County. And
thank you.
I think we're going to miss you. It's somewhat comforting to know that Roxanne will still be here.
Well, the one thing I found...
It's an adjustment without him.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I found about the new mayor, and this is key to being a mayor, he does listen. And so if a gentleman listen to you, or a lady, whoever the mayor may be, at this time it's a gentleman, and he does, and he's got a good heart, and he is a good Christian man, I think he'll make us a wonderful mayor.
Yeah.
He'll be good to work with.
And he'll be starting on a Tuesday.
Yeah, well, really, 12:01, August the 31st at 12:01, which is Monday, September 1, he takes over.
Yeah, okay. So,
as far as I'm concerned, he's been here for the last week or so, bringing his stuff in. As far as I'm concerned, he's the mayor.
Yeah.
Let me say this. Can I say something?
Sure, absolutely.
Today I got a call, and they said, so I guess you're going to be, or you were talking about Democrat, Republican. You're going to be a Republican now. I said, no. I said, the election's over. Now this office is a public service office. It's not Democrat or Republican. They were like, well, isn't that office partisan? Yes, it is. But after the election, they can't be. We have to work with everybody.
That's a good point, Rob.
It is.
I represented and still
everybody.
Do. It don't matter if you're a Democrat, Republican, Independent, or don't even vote. If you're a Coffee County citizen, we represent you.
That's what we are in this office.
Yeah, that's what this office is supposed to do.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much.
Well, I appreciate you
for what you've done. We'll be seeing each other. I'm sure we will as well.
I'm sure.
All right.
We'll be right back with more Newsleader after these messages.
The highest standard of trust offers a sense of safety and comfort. It's established over time. You know when you see it. You know when you feel it. There's a standard of trust in healthcare. It's the Joint Commission Gold Seal of Approval. In 2003, Life Care Center of Tullahoma voluntarily achieved this accreditation and maintains it still today. Life Care, meeting a higher standard because residents matter most.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's going to be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor, too, when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Are you a shoeanista with no place local to find your style? Well, now you don't have to travel any further than Bren's Shoe Boutique, located at the Village on Jackson, 1940 North Jackson Street, Suite 120 in Tullahoma. From funky to formal, you can find the fit and style that will make you smile at Bren's. A shoeanista herself, owner Brenda Kemp offers brands like Rocket Dog, Jessica Simpson, Mia, Nine West, J. Renee, Bandolino, and more. Want that accessory splash that none of your friends have? Bren's offers a selection of one-of-a-kind handbags and jewelry with just the right bling. So if your shoe selection doesn't stack up, find what you've been looking for at a price you can afford at Bren's Shoe Boutique, now open in Tullahoma.
Welcome back. The Tullahoma Wildcats fell to 0-2 with a 34-14 loss at Stewart's Creek in Rutherford County Friday night. The Redhawks returned the opening kickoff 98 yards for a touchdown on a way to a 27-0 halftime lead, then cruised in the second half for an easy win. Stewart's Creek, in only their second year of existence, had an estimated 1,500 students when the doors opened for the first time last year. The win over the Wildcats was the second victory in the team's short history after going 1-9 in its inaugural season. The Wildcats and Coach John Olive now set their sights on Shelbyville Golden Eagles, who are 1-1 on the season and are coming off a big win over a much improved Warren County team last Friday. Kickoff at Wilkins Stadium Friday night is at 7 p.m.
Don't forget to tune into this week's Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9 a.m., and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evenings at 6:30 p.m. This week's guest includes Samantha Terrell, who will tell us about this weekend's bridal fair in Manchester. Also, Buddy Miller, and the head of UTSI, will come by to invite everyone to come out to their birthday ceremony next week. And we will also speak with Jamie Harden because the annual Golden Oldies Show is coming back to Manchester Arts Center. We'll have all that and more on this week's Living.
Stay with us. We'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
It's a Kia Cadenza kind of day at Russell Barnett Kia of Tullahoma. This luxurious Kia has too many features to mention, with prices starting as low as $33,943. With America's best warranty, the 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, Kia is the power to surprise. We have a huge selection to choose from here at Russell Barnett Kia, and mention this ad and receive an additional $500 off your next Kia Cadenza purchase. And remember, why buy anywhere else?
Get Fit for Life, Tullahoma. Join the urgent team Get Fit Tullahoma Health Fair and Fitness Expo Saturday, September 13th at Northgate Mall from 9 until noon. Speak to health professionals, receive free health screenings, see different types of fitness demos, and more. And this year, we've introduced green vendors. Learn about sustainable energy and recycling. Don't miss this free and fun-filled morning for the whole family. Come out and see us Saturday, September 13th at Northgate Mall.
You can see it in his swag. You can see it in his swag. He a boss, you can see it in his swag. How we walk, how we talk.
A lot can change in 2 years, but not everything has to. With the Charter Price Guarantee, lock in low rates for 2 years, because sometimes it's nice to know what's on the road ahead.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1943 at 102 degrees. The record low was in 1958 at 51 degrees. Average high on this day is 86 and the average low is 63. Tonight you have a chance of showers and thunderstorms in the forecast with a low of 70 degrees. Chance of storms remain in the forecast on Wednesday with a high of 91 and a low of 69. Still a chance of storms on Thursday with a high of 93 and a low of 70. And that's our newsletter report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for Newsleader on 6. You have a good evening.
Have a great evening.